Hi, this is Dale Cal, your local Acteon New York representative. I'm here to talk to you guys today about the Acteon Sopro Care diagnostic camera. We all know that having an intraoral camera in any office these days is pretty much the standard of care. Being able to play show and tell and give your patients visual confirmation is extremely important. But what separates this camera from a lot of other cameras out on the market is that it has two built-in diagnostic modes with these two buttons in the back that's going to really help to elevate the level of education that you can provide for your patients. For instance, one of the diagnostic modes is the perio mode, which is great for hygienists to use. The perio mode is going to highlight calculus from yellow to orange. The darker it is, the older it is, okay? What it'll also do is also highlight gingival inflammation from a dark pink to a magenta color. The darker the color, the more inflamed the gums, okay? It uses a fluorescent light to produce that feedback. The second diagnostic button over here is the caries detection mode. Okay, so it uses the same high wavelength of fluorescent lighting. When you shine that light onto a tooth, that light's going to penetrate the enamel, it's going to excite the dentin, and depending on the collagen breakdown, it's going to highlight active occlusal caries in red for you and your patients to see. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to stop telling you. I'm going to show you. Okay, so as far as a camera is concerned, there is going to be 4 different focus modes to choose on that you can switch on the ring right over here. So the 4 modes, the furthest one away, it's the smallest dot. This is going to be a mode that you can use to take a picture of your patient's face. Being it that this is going to be able to integrate right into your imaging software, you can take a picture of your patient's face while they're in their chair, put it right in their chart. Now your front desk manager can recognize the patients as they walk through the door, okay? The second dot is probably going to be the most predominantly used. The reason is because it's going to give you a good image from about 6 inches all the way down to about 5 millimeters. Without changing a thing. Okay, so within that range, 6 inches to 5 millimeters, there's such a wide variety of pictures you can take. Okay, so smiles, quadrants, 1-2 shots, even full arches as well. Okay, so that's the second mode. The third mode, we're getting a little bit closer. This is going to get you a good image between 4 and 2 millimeters. Okay, this is something that you would use if you're trying to highlight a small lesion on an occlusal surface, looking at contact, things of that nature. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so that's that third mode. The fourth mode, last but not least, the biggest dot, this is going to zoom in for you at 115 times. This is the macro mode. So what you're going to do is you're literally going to place the lens directly onto the surface of the tooth. And what this mode is going to help you highlight is any kind of cracks, any kind of micro fractures, things that eyes can't see, things that it will be hard for you to show your patients with a mirror. Really, really good for insurance purposes, obviously, and just patient education in general. All right, so those are the 4 modes that you can use with this camera. I'm going to go ahead and put the sheath on for you. So the 2 diagnostic modes I was speaking about in the back is going to be activated with these 2 buttons. The button on the top is the perio mode. So again, this is going to highlight calculus from yellow to orange. The darker it is, the older it is with a push of a button. So yellow to orange is what we're looking for. You can see the interproximal of my canines over there is needs a little bit of a cleaning. So that's the perio mode. Again, great for hygienists. They're always going back and forth with patients about flossing, about proper hygiene, about retention. Dale, you got to come back at least twice a year, okay? Because this is what's happening. Now they're able to show them rather than just tell them. The second mode on the bottom over here, again, this is the caries detection mode. And again, in this mode, it's going to be able to highlight any kind of active occlusal decay, and it's going to be able to highlight it in red. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. Yes, I have one of those too to show you. So you always want to make sure that the tooth is dry. Red is what we're looking for. Okay, red is active decay, and keep in mind this is what your patients are going to be looking at. Okay. Okay, so again, great camera, excellent diagnostic camera, and I always say this is a really, really great diagnostic tool, but it's an amazing communication tool. And seeing is believing, so please feel free to contact me. I'd love to do an in-office demo for you guys and come by and show you this camera in person. Thank you so much.